Welcome back everybody. Today we are reviewing the Minx Min 22. For my part, the best small form factor surround speaker that you can buy. And this speaker is also punching well above its weight class in price and as well in size, you can say. So yeah, let's start straight off with the build quality and the design. So they are really compact. I'll put the measurements on the screen. As you can see, they are 7.8 in width, 50.4 in height and 8.5 in depth, and they weigh only around 750 grams or 1.65 pounds. So yeah, they are really small. I will put a small video of the speaker on the screen right now. As you can see, the build quality is mostly high gloss plastic, but it feels really solid because it's like almost 1 kilo, and for that small form factor, yeah, they are really you feel that they are just really sound and they are really well built. So they come in two colors. You have the black ones or you have the white ones. They also have a smaller brother called the Min 12. We're not going to be reviewing that today because I think especially for home theater use, yeah, that's not really a good speaker because you lack a lot of bass. But I will get to that later in this video. So you have a stand as well, which comes also in black and white, which is made from glass and metal. So it's a really high quality stand. You also have a smaller metal stand, which you can put the speaker on sideways. You can also just put them on your desk without, on your desk or in your setup without a stand. So they can just stand upright or on their side. Because of the speaker technology, which I will also get in later in this video. So I use them as surrounds in my setup. You can also use them as front speakers as well, but for home theater use they are not that great because they lack a punch and they lack they lack the power for that. The reason that I chose them for surrounds is because of the size. So my home theater setup is in my living room, as you can see in some of these photos. Yeah, I really find them, they fit well in the room. They're really small, they're pretty aesthetic. So you could almost look at it as a piece of art. So if you're debating with your partner which surround speaker to get, because you really want surrounds with your partner, thinks maybe they don't fit the room, these are a really good option to show them, because I think they blend in really well with a lot of homes. So the glass of the metal and glass stands, which I have them on, are kind of wobbly. That's because the feet are pointy. You can also remove the feet and just use some soft material to stick under there, but the feet do deliver a bit of better audio quality, or so it is said. But they are getting really wobbly, so you need to watch out if you have kids or pets. I myself bumped one over in the past month and it hit pretty hard. It still works really great, so that's just a testament to the build quality. But you need to watch out for that if you get those stands. So the best thing would be to mount them on the wall, but yeah, that your setup needs to accommodate that. Or you can put them also under the TV if that's possible for you. Alright, let's get to the sound quality, which is of course really important, especially for such a small form factor speaker. And it produces a really good sound for being so small. So they can definitely make a sound. They can even, yeah, if you're just listening to them, you wouldn't guess that they're just from such a small speaker, because usually we think small speakers is a bit of weak sound, especially in the mids or lower ends. But they use a technology called BMR, or balanced mode radiator. So you're probably wondering, what is that? So here's a picture from 3 different drivers. So on the left is a normal speaker drive, which you found in 99% of all speakers, or 90% I should say. Then in the middle you see a flat speaker, so I don't really know what that's used for, but it's in the comparison. And to the right you see the BMR speaker driver. So because of the shape, it has some improvements, and it can be that small because of this shape. So it has a better sound quality for its size. So if you would put a normal speaker driver and you would make it that small, the sound quality is going to be worse. It also has 180 degrees sound dispersion, which is also really nice for surround setups, or if you have, for surround speakers, that's just a really nice feature to have. You see here in the frequency response from 120 Hz to 20,000 Hz, which just takes care of really clean mids and highs. Yeah, it doesn't get quite as low, but I think if you're upgrading to surround speakers, you're going to have a subwoofer, or your main speakers like your left and right and center speaker can maybe carry the bass. But yeah, you don't have a lot of bass in the surrounds, but yeah, it can do everything perfectly. You can position them anywhere in the room because, like I said, the driver is 180 degrees, which makes it great for listening. But also, if you want just like for music, you can place them some of these around the room, and you have almost the entire room covered in music. So you can connect these speakers, as you see here, just with speaker wire. It's really easy. They are banana plugs. They are connected with banana plugs that you can just put the speaker wire in, and then you can rotate it shut. So if you get the stands from Cambridge Audio, then you can run the wire through the metal part, and then it comes out at the bottom, and then you can do whatever you want with it. My cables are running under the couch and under a carpet, straight to the TV or straight to the receiver. But yeah, that's up to you. Be creative, I would say. So the price, which is of course important, they're between 100 and 130 euros/dollars for each separate speaker. So for a set you would pay around 200 to 260. Maybe you can find them on sale or second hand for a little bit cheaper. So I think if you compare it to other speaker pairs that are costing between 200 and 260, especially in this form factor, there is not something that is better. These are really and truly the best small form factor sounding surround speakers. Trust me, I've looked. Maybe you guys have some opinions or some speakers that I overlooked. Put them in the comments below, we'll check them out. But I didn't find anything that was this well made for this price. Of course, maybe you have some better speakers which are 500 or 600 euros per pair, but these are reasonably priced and they are reasonably sound. Because you also have some cheap options like 30, 40 euros for two sometimes, but yeah, that is not going to sound as good by a margin. It's going to be sounding a lot worse. So the stands are around 140 euros, and then you have a pair, so 70 euros a piece, which is, I guess, a lot of money. If you see the stand is 70 euros and the speaker is like 100 to 130, but the stands are really high quality. They are really nice. They're made from glass and from metal, which are really aesthetically pleasing to look at, to feel as well. So I would say the price is worth it, 100%. The horizontal stands cost around 40 euros, which you can see right here, which I found even more a crazy price. But yeah, they're also, what I can see, really high quality. But you don't need to buy a stand. You can also put them on your desk or in your setup or in a bookcase separately without a stand. And if you want to wall mount them, that's in the box when you buy the speakers. So yeah, you have a lot of versatility where you want to hang these speakers. So that's the price. So let's go over some of the pros and cons. So like I said, they are compact and aesthetically pleasing, which could be a big selling point, which for me was a big selling point, especially with surround speakers that need to be behind your couch or next to your couch or seating area. They also have very good audio quality of their size. I think the best audio quality for the price and the form factor they are in, and they can be placed on a variety of ways and areas. Because of the sound dispersion, you can place them even not at the correct position and you still hear the speaker really well. So they also have some cons. So like I said, they have weak bass. You definitely, if you want to listen to movies, you're going to be needing a subwoofer or some really good left and right or center speakers to fill in that blank that these speakers make. So it's not that loud. So for larger rooms, or for example, you have a really large couch and you're sitting at the right, then you're not going to be hearing the speaker when you're sitting at the left. So I myself have a 3 or 4 person couch, and if I'm sitting all the way to the right, I have trouble hearing the speaker on the left, but yeah, it is what it is. Usually when I'm sitting in the middle, I can hear them both perfectly fine. And the stands are sold separately, but that's with most speakers. But maybe if you think, hey, these are small, the stand comes with them, that's not the case. But you don't need the stand, so I would see this as maybe a neutral point. So to answer your question, should you buy them? I think that's a resounding yes. If you're looking for small form factor surround speakers, it's 100% a buy in my opinion. Even though they're a bit more expensive, but if you compare them probably to your center speaker or your left and right, they are not going to be that expensive. Yeah, I would just say if you're looking for normal speakers, like your normal left and right, then I would think maybe find a little bigger speaker because they can get a little bit lower. So but for music, especially not bass heavy music, they are also really fine. So you could use them as desk speakers, or you can use them just across your room as sound speakers. So yeah, if you have some more questions for me or about the speakers, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, let me think what you think of the speaker and if you're gonna buy it. Goodbye.